An anthropologist living among a community in Southern Africa proposes a game to a group of children. He places a basket of sweet fruits beneath a distant tree and announces that the first one to reach it wins the entire prize. When he signals them to run, something remarkable happens. The children instinctively take each other's hands and run together. Upon reaching the tree, they sit in a circle and joyfully share the fruit. Puzzled, the anthropologist asks why they chose to share when one of them could have had the entire basket. In perfect unison, they reply, Ubuntu. How can one of us be happy if all the other ones are sad? Whether a literal account or a modern parable, this story perfectly captures the heart of a philosophy woven into the very fabric of ancient African life. Growing up on another side of the continent, I knew this spirit intuitively, but never had a name for it. It is a worldview that stands in stark contrast to the hyper-individualism of our modern world, a way of being we are desperately trying to reclaim. It is called Ubuntu. To truly understand Ubuntu, we must journey to its source. This is not an abstract theory, but a philosophy deeply rooted in the languages and cultures of the Bantu-speaking people of Southern Africa. While the term itself comes from the Nguni languages of Zulu and Xhosa, the concept is a shared continental treasure. It is called Boto in Soto, Umuntu in Malawi, and Utu in Kenya, carrying the same core meaning of a shared and interconnected humanity. The word itself reveals its profound core. The prefix Ubu creates abstract nouns like in English where you have ness and iti. The root untu means person or human being. Therefore, the most direct translation of Ubuntu is simply humanness. When people praise someone by saying you nubuntu, meaning so and so has Ubuntu, they are paying the highest compliment. They are saying that person exhibits true human excellence. This reveals a nuance often lost in the popular translation, I am because we are. The original Zulu proverb, Umuntu, Ngumuntu, Ngabantu means a person is a person through other persons. This points to a more dynamic and personal process. As philosopher Michael Eze suggests, a more accurate expression might be, I am because you are. Our identity is not a given status we are born with. It is created and recreated in every unique encounter with another, with the other serving as a mirror for our own humanity. To have Ubuntu is to live a life of compassion and connection. To lack it is to be considered less than a person. This philosophy presents a radical challenge to the worldview that defines much of the modern era. The cornerstone of Western philosophy, René Descartes' famous declaration, I think, therefore I am, locates our entire existence within the solitary thinking mind. It is a philosophy of the self-contained individual. Ubuntu, on the other hand, flips this script entirely. It declares, I am because we are. My identity isn't found in private thoughts, but it's forged, affirmed, and sustained through my relationships. This creates two profoundly different blueprints for society. One, in a world of individualism, the focus is on personal rights, self-determination, and competition. Success is measured by individual achievements. Conflict is handled through retributive justice, punishing the wrongdoer to protect individual rights. While on the other hand, in the Ubuntu worldview, the priority is collective responsibility, harmony, and compassion. Success is the flourishing of the entire community. Conflict is approached with the goal of restoration, healing broken relationships to bring harmony back to the whole. This does not mean that the individual is erased. Rather, Ubuntu envisions a harmonious balance where the community is the context in which individuality can truly flourish, and individuals achieve their fullest selves only through their participation in the life of that community. Across many parts of Africa, one can see everyday expressions of this worldview. The principle of unconditional hospitality remains a cornerstone. Strangers and travelers are often welcomed and cared for, not as a transaction, but as an affirmation of a shared humanity that transcends kinship or familiarity. Another powerful example is the practice of communal labor known as Ilima in Zulu or Letsema in Soto or Swana. When a family needs to plant a field, build a home, or harvest a crop, the community comes together to share the workload. This is not wage labor. It is a system of mutual aid that reinforces social bonds and ensures that no one is left to face life's burdens alone. Also, the well-known proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," is a direct expression of Ubuntu. In many communities, child rearing is a shared responsibility, with aunts, uncle, neighbors, and elders all playing a role in guiding and nurturing the next generation, embedding values of respect and communal care from a young age. So, if this worldview is so powerful, how can a continent rich with it also be the site of genocide, war, and deep poverty? The answer lies in a history of systemic erosion. Colonialism imposed Western systems of individual land ownership and wage labor, undermining the communal ethos. These historical traumas, combined with the modern pressure of globalization and capitalism, have frayed the traditional structures that were the natural habitat of Ubuntu. When people are forced into desperate competition for scarce resources, the principle of sharing are put under immense strain. This leads to the central crisis of Ubuntu today. Can a philosophy of sharing survive in a world that champions competition? As Ubuntu has become a global buzzword, it faces the danger of being hollowed out. In the corporate world, Ubuntu leadership can become a trendy label for teamwork, while the underlying profit motive remains unchanged. In politics, it can be romanticized to promote a superficial unity that masks deep unresolved inequalities. The philosophy is not dead, but it is under siege, fighting to be more than just a feel-good slogan in a world that often rewards its opposite. In a world more technologically connected, yet more spiritually divided than ever, Ubuntu is not a relic of the past, but an urgent invitation for the future. It doesn't ask you to abandon your individuality, but to recognize that your uniqueness is a gift to the community, and that the community is what allows you to become your fullest self. What does Ubuntu ask of you today? It asks you to challenge the illusion of the self-made person. It asks you to practice active compassion, to see the well-being of others as inseparable from your own. It asks you to build and nurture your community, whether it's your neighborhood, your workplace, or your family. Ultimately, Ubuntu is a call to action. It is a reminder that our humanity is not a solo project, but a shared one. In every interaction, we have the choice to either diminish or affirm the humanity of the person before us, and in so doing, to diminish or affirm our own. Perhaps, rather than letting ourselves be divided by the games of the world set before us, we can choose to hold hands, move together, and ensure that everyone gets their share in the end. This is what I am, because we are, truly means. So, what does Ubuntu look like in your daily life? Share one small example of community or connection in the comments below. If this philosophy resonates with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more exploration into ideas that shape our continent. It helps these stories reach more people. Thank you.